Hi there guys, I'm Chris Bowden and welcome to the Geek Group. Today we're going to give you guys a quick monthly update, and as an aside, this is kind of cool, we actually have two different European visitors today. We have Olivier here from Belgium, so
That's
hi,
correct.
welcome to the lab.
Yeah.
And you've come down to spend 2 weeks here and just rock out and get stuff done.
Yes.
And yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And we have Megan from Cornwall,
That's right, yes.
which is in the United Kingdom.
It is.
It's not Wales, but it's...
It's close-ish.
Okay, and you've been here for several days,
I
and
have.
you're getting on a plane today, which is great
I
with the
know.
thunderstorms. So,
It's going to be fun.
so what do you think of the lab?
It's cool. It's certainly coming together.
Yeah?
All I can see, yeah.
Okay. Well, you've been here for a lot of stuff today, like
Yeah.
the past week with the whole, well, you've done lots of boxes, really.
I have lots of bruises.
You made the fun choice to come at the end of moving. So, yeah. And you're coming, like, right after moving, so, wow, it's going to suck for you so bad. You're going to suffer. Yes. Ask
what
her
I'm here
about
for.
bruising, so, yeah, that's where you're headed. But we wanted to take a minute and show you guys around and give you a nickel tour of all the progress. So, with that, follow me, I'll show you around. All right, as you saw in the Haas videos where we started moving the equipment in, we've got the big generator here and a bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of big transformers out here. We can't really show them because it's raining. We're having a weather event today, so we'll stick with inside stuff primarily. Other big cool things, we have the Vehicular Sciences Lab coming together. The electricians have been rocking out. We have power all over here. The hoist works. We got rid of the giant extension cord for the hoist. So that's all up and running. And if I can find the button, the hoist works, so that's cool. We want to thank the guys at American Air, or American Hoist, Air and Lube that came out and installed our thing. You saw the video on that. If you look around behind Corey, there's a giant wall of stuff. And it's totally unsorted. It's a huge mess. We got to sort everything out, but it's getting there. The Lotus is here. This is the Geek Group Electric Lotus project, and it's going to be a thing. You'll also notice that in the back of the Lotus, there's a very big hole where the engine needs to go. So that's up to you guys, members out there, to come down and get involved. We're going to put an electric motor in a Lotus, and that's going to be cool. Over here, we have the word-driving vehicle. We have all kinds of fun transformers here. These are 100 kVA 14,000, actually I think they're 15 kilovolt pigs, and these are going to be used to power the big Zeus tubes. So this is coming. We need to get these moved onto a pad in the backyard. We can't put them in the high voltage lab because we can't get them from here to there without killing the floor. They weigh a ton. Back here, we have Moose's World with the machine shop. Now, do you guys remember when we took all that wood out of the gymnasium floor? This is what it looks like. It's beautiful. Look at all that. Rock maple. And we've got, where's that one piece? We have a lot of the rock maple is actually ambrosia.
Bird's eye.
Bird's eye. Yes, this is bird's eye.
The other side, that's ambrosia.
That's, okay. This is bird's eye maple. That's a type of wood. And the feature it has, and it's kind of rare, is called ambrosia. And this is basically really, really expensive, nice piece of wood. We pulled this out of the gym floor. These are getting turned into, give me one, thank you. Look at that. We're turning them into little blocks like that. And we're selling these on our website to help raise money for the CNC equipment because we have to raise the funding to pay all this stuff off. And we're machining them on the SR100, and Moose is doing them all up. We're putting magnets in the back. So you can get one of these. Depending on which ones you get, they are $5, $10, $20, or $50 because we're doing these as a fundraiser. Over $20 are actually made out of metal, and there's going to be a whole series of these. We're also going to do the whole set of the elements. So it's all geek-themed stuff.
Okay.
And look, we've got chemistry and aerospace and biohazard and
Biohazard design is very popular.
oh, okay, well that's a thing. But yeah, these are there's going to be a lot in the series, hundreds of different magnets, and they're all different types. These are the basic little $5 ones. You need a smiley face one? Okay. Here, thank you. And these are being made on these. They're actually being made specifically on this one. This is our Haas SR100 sheet router. They're very rare, very hard to get, and we have one here for you guys to come play with. And it works, but the air compressor's off, but that's a different thing, so I'll get to that. They need air to be turned on. But they're all here, they're ready to go, they're up and running and good, and the big problem we have with them over here, now try not to laugh. That's the air compressor we're running all of them off of right now because we don't have shop air installed. But we are working on a deal with a very, very awesome company to donate our air system for all the airlines throughout the whole building because we need them everywhere. And we need to get an air compressor donated. So we need a serious air compressor though. We need like 3-phase, 480, at least a 100-gallon tank, 120 PSI nominal, big manly compressor, something that's going to draw like 30 amps of 3-phase is what we're looking for. So if you can help us with an air compressor, or if you know somebody who can, please let me know. Another thing you guys need to know about, and I'll remind me to talk about tools when we get over there. Other things to see. We have the cradle in position. It's up, it's ready. It needs final alignment. We got to get Mr. Kidwell down here, and we're going to do it with a laser, and that's going to be a cool video. Jeff is here. Project Jeff is here. It's up, it's running, it works. To get Jeff into final position, though, because right now it's up, it works, but we can't actually move it because we can't bolt it to the floor. This floor is only 4 inches thick. Jeff needs 10 inches of floor under it, and it needs to be properly mounted in a big concrete base. It's going to cost a lot of money. It's a whole thing, so we're going to be doing a fundraiser on Project Jeff. But Jeff is eventually going to be going over here, right where currently is sitting our air raid siren, which is also up and running. Check this out. I think I should do this with the weather the way it is. This is our air raid siren of science, our big tornado siren. Donated by Jeff, the awesome DePilka. Thank you, sir. What else do we have to show you guys? Tool room! Let's show them tool room, because we're right here. Tool room! Check it out. It's a mess, but it's full of tools. We are pretty much done with the Kalamazoo move. We gotta go down and clean a bunch of trash tomorrow. But look at this. We've been amassing shelves and just containers and just, oh hey, I found my Geiger counter. Cool. Geiger counter. It works too. Background radiation. You're made of stars. But yes, we have lots of tools. We have an obscene amount of tools. And we need more. Something you can help with. We get a lot of people that call in about this. Everybody out there who has tools, there's a lot of people out there, tradesmen and craftsmen that make their living by their tools. They frequently buy new tools. And let's say you have a set of sockets. Okay, well, a guy gets a set of sockets, they have it for years, and they get broken, they get lost, they get damaged, things like that. Well, they buy a new set of sockets, and when they do, they take that half of a set of sockets that's left, the old one, and it goes in a drawer somewhere, or it goes into the bottom of their toolbox, and it just rattles around for another 20 years. We want you to help us get all the old tools we can, because that half a set of sockets, well, if I get your half a set of sockets, and I get your neighbor's half a set of sockets, and your other neighbor's half a set of sockets, and your cousin's half a set of sockets, we put them all together, and we build a giant set of sockets. We don't care if we end up with 50 7/16 sockets. It doesn't matter. The idea is to amass them all together so that when we get a group of people in here, then everybody needs a socket. We can pull out, we need a socket set that fills this set of shelves. Okay, we play with tools on a grand scale here. So any kind of hand tool, I don't care what it is, old wrenches, sockets, screwdrivers, nut drivers, all that jazz, any kind of power tool does not have to work. Okay, if you've got an old drill where the motor works but the clutch doesn't, we don't care, bring it on down, we'll check it out. Okay, a lot of stuff we get donated that's broken and we can fix it. Any kind of pneumatic tools, die grinders, air hammers, stuff like that, we're interested. Even big stuff. I don't care if it's something as simple as a socket or as big as a 3-ton milling machine. We need it. We need to give it a loving home. We need to give it a whole new life. We want to get it all cleaned up and restored and put it out here on active duty in our MDH. So please, your old tools, instead of taking up valuable garage space, could be a nice tidy tax write-off for you, and you get your name on the Wall of Fame. So it's cool. So please, your old tools, and tell your friends. Tell everybody you know we need old tools in a big way. But that's a tool room, and there's a lot of tools in it. Here, I'll show you back here. There's stuff to see. We've got chalk. Look at all the chalk for chalk lumps. Because people donate. Clamps, see? We need tool boxes too. We're sorting stuff out. Storage is a big thing. And that's paint stuff. And saw blades. These are actually masochistic frisbees. But yes, we have the largest collections of dull saw blades on the planet. And then back here are more tools. And it's everything from little bits and drivers So we have a million, like these are all just Phillips head. Look at that. That's all just Phillips head. That's all donated. It's great. We're getting so much support. Everybody wants to get involved in this. This one we actually bought. Paint sprayer. I like it a lot. It's good. Future Girl Foundation funded that. One of the things you'll see throughout the lab is the walls are changing color everywhere. We want to thank Rust-Oleum for donating hundreds and hundreds of gallons of paint. It takes a lot to do this building. And you can see we're using good stuff, okay? They're sending us really high quality paint, and it's going everywhere because the walls are this disgusting, ugly, baby crap green color. And we're getting that all cleaned up. We're also going to be doing an experiment on trying to epoxy the tile, the ugly green tile, the avocado 70s tile. We're getting that all cleaned up. Check this out. One of the first things you'll notice in the high voltage lab is we have lights. The second thing you notice is we have a warning siren and an air horn. And over here, we have Gemini. So while there's lightning outside, Claire! We can also make lightning inside. We also have Thumper up and running, and that's really cool. I'm not going to touch it off because it takes forever to charge, but Project Thumper totally works. We got all the bulbs replaced. Okay, we had actually killed a couple of the bulbs with shrapnel, but it works. Dump it there. So everything's coming together. It's great. We're making tons of progress. We have a high voltage lab. We have the cage built. You can see inside. It's still really rough. We're still tuning. There's a lot of work to be done. We need more volunteers to come down because, there's a lot to do. But we've got stuff in position. It's not like everything in boxes in the MDH anymore. It's getting moved all throughout the lab. We even have bleachers. Check this out. Remember when we first moved in and we had these funny holes in the walls and we couldn't figure out what they were? Well, we did some exploring down in the steam tunnel under the building, and we found these. And it didn't take long to figure out that those things actually hook into the walls, and we got some big lumber, and we drilled some holes, and we made bleachers. So how cool is that? So now we filled them. We've had like whole groups of like 50, 60 people on the bleachers. There's shelves over here and stuff for high voltage. Now, another thing you'll notice is, and you've probably seen this in a lot of the rooms we've walked through, there's cameras like that everywhere. Let me show you why. All right, now this area through here is the cafe where we've started hosting events. We just did a big thing on computer vision and stuff like that. And here's another camera over here. We use this one to broadcast the event. Now the cameras all have power cables and video cables, and some of them have audio cables too. This one should have an audio. Yeah, that's the audio cable right there. So there's these 3 cables here. Power, video, and audio. Some of them even have a Genlock cable. And if you don't know what Genlock is, stick around because we're going to cover that in an upcoming video. But this cafe area up here has like 2 or 3 different camera spots. This is all donated stuff. Thank you. Guys, look at this. All this is you. You did this. All this equipment's donated. We need more shelves. We're getting so much support. All this audiovisual stuff is getting put together, and we're building this. Master control. This is what all that AV gear is for. We've built a TV station. We've got dozens of cameras that are like missing pieces and junk and all beat up. We're getting them all fixed up here at our broadcast engineering workstation. This is Steve's happy spot. We even have a camera up on the roof right now with remote control. Watch, I can bring that down. Make the wiper go? Make the wiper. Yes. There's Leonard Street. You can see the storm coming in. Look at that. That's our weather camera. 24-hour weather camera out there. It used to belong to Channel 17. This is our beautiful Wheatstone TV 600 console that we just got. It's all hooked up. We have one of our members from New York, I think, or Pennsylvania, is coming in just a few days. And he's going to come on down and do all the patching to get this hooked up for the audio side. But we got power all hooked up. This is master control. This is really cool, and I have no idea what it is, but Steve's been playing. Oh, I made it angry. I'm sorry, Steve. It was my fault. There. Yep, I broke it. This is our, depending on who you ask, Philips or Saturn or BT master control console, and it works. It's all patched in. I think we're still somewhat outside. Here, look. All those cameras throughout the building. Let's look at a few. There's one over there. There's one right there that's looking at us, which is really freaking me out. That is the MDH. You can see that's our TL1 lathe and Project Heather. There's the cafe. Remember the camera in the cafe? That's it, looking right out the front windows right now. There's the high voltage lab. You can see Thumper. That's a really good shot, actually. They are everywhere. There's the weather camera. Look at that image. Isn't it beautiful? That's our weather camera. So this is all happening. Like, it's all coming together. There's so much work. There's so much support. We've got support from a dozen different television stations. We were featured in Wheatstone's blog. We're looking at hosting the Society of Broadcast Engineers here. All kinds of stuff. Everybody's getting involved. It's really cool. Back here, this is nonlinear editing, where we have our terrifyingly old PowerPC. We have a PowerMac 96.3 here, running an Avid system that we got donated. We're still trying to mess with that. We got an SGI Octane Classic. It should work though, and we're not entirely sure what we can do with it. We have to get a monitor cable. So if you have a monitor cable for an SGI, let me know. And this is where people like Liz
Hi.
and new intern dude, what is your name?
Steve.
Steve, this is really another one? That's like 8 Steves we have here this week.
We're everywhere.
Okay, yeah, we had like 50 Jeffs a couple months ago. Now we're up like neck deep in Steves. But what do you guys do? Tell him about what you do. He's been here like
Video
2 days,
production.
so you know.
I help with video production. I do the editing, graphic work, stuff like that. I don't know what else you want me to tell.
You do editing.
I come here and I around.
You're edited out, just like that. So you come here and do editing. That's the big thing. Okay, this whole area up here is not only your editing, it's where we make the videos that you're seeing right now. We have 2 video output streams. We have the YouTube stream, which is like this camera, and Corey and Liz and Steve and the whole gang up here. Check this out! Look at that. See, you go picking stuff up here and you find this. Steve made this on the laser cutter over at the Grand Valley State University School of Engineering, which is awesome. Hi guys, you rule. Look at that, Geek Group Adam logo with the gear and everything. That's really cool. Good job, Steve, this is neat. I'm going to put it back before I break it. All right, check this out, just as we're headed down to robotics, this stairway here, which goes up all the way up to master control, this stairway is going to be a Foucault pendulum. Joe Simon, who I'm pretty sure walks on water in his spare time, built this. It's the core of a 10 horsepower motor, and this is actually made from a bottle of mole poison, and then he put a brass tip on the end of it. It's really cool. We're going to hang this from a piece of aircraft cable, put a sandbox right here, and it'll be the Geek Group's Foucault pendulum. In the other big stairway, we're going to put a Jacob's ladder with like 10-foot high climbing arcs, which would be cool. All right, this is robotics, where I want you to pay close attention to this because it's going to change very fast in the next couple days. But look at this. There's the last little bit of, see, before we got the big door installed, we had to use this room as a transfer room for donations, and then we got the big door and everything started coming in the MDH. So we still have the last little bit of stuff from the 17 donation, and that's filling up this. And yeah, all this is the last little bit of stuff. You should see how much we got in it. All over here, this is all stuff for robotics. You can see the hoses for the vacuum table, and look at that chain. Just look at that. It's a giant piece of chain. How cool is that? It's even cooler than it's a stepper motor, yo. But we've got all kinds of robotic stuff. We got the CryptoCam. We got, this is stuff for the Wet Strength Project. I mean, just stuff. Even giant springs. This spring came from Kuka, and I just think it's cool. Someday I want to make it into a chair. But we've got pneumatics. This is neat. It goes out both ends. That's neat. But we just, parts and parts and parts. And Bill and his team, Bill is the guy who's pretty much heading up our robotics team right now. They're rocking down here. We just moved a bunch of shelves down here yesterday. It's all going to go together this week. This whole room is going to radically change in the next week. And that means, Bill, you got to get your butt to work. So this is happening, though. It's really cool. Look at that. Robot controller. It's for the Marabot. Oh, hey, this is neat. I got to show you this. I almost walked past it. Bert and Ernie made it down here. This was not fun. It pretty much broke 3 people trying to get these down here. They're wicked heavy. But we got them down here, and they're ready to go. This is going to be the robotics lab in a week. All right, through here we have the rotobin storage area. We got our rotobins put away, and there's lots of bolts and nuts and washers and stuff going on them. They're actually organized by class of stuff. They're going to be like the electrical one, the plumbing one, the pneumatic one. Back through here. Hi, you're here. This area is going to be put together as the wood shop. We're just starting to get things sorted out in here, so this is still very early in its stages. We don't even have electricity down here yet. This down here is the supply room. And this is OCD hell, really is what this is. This is the third circle of OCD hell. And we've got the shelves in place, and now it's a matter of sorting every single little thing, like 5-amp fuses. Everything gets sorted and has to be put on a shelf and inventoried, and then we finish the big inventory. But this is the insanity. All this stuff has to get sorted out, and it's all kinds of stuff from badminton rackets to the Ameritech Technician Handbook. We have more stuff than you can imagine, and everything gets cataloged, inventoried, itemized. It's a whole process, and it's very tedious. We have hundreds of thousands of individual things in our inventory, and everything gets inventoried, so it's a process. This is the electronics lab where we've just started. Everything at this stage right now is sorting out, saying, okay, we take the big Gaylord of stuff as it comes in the door, and we sort everything out, say, okay, this goes to robotics, this goes to electronics, and everything just goes off to its room, and then we start building the individual labs. This is a before thing. What we have here is what will be the electronics lab, and right now it's just all kinds of heat sinks, and that's a really cool looking heat sink. That's really neat. Wow, that's fun. And it's all this stuff from like decade resistors and capacitor units and some really awesome old school test equipment. And it all comes down here, and then it gets sorted out, and this will become the electronics lab, so that when members and students want to come in and they need space on a workbench or they need an oscilloscope, we have something for them to work with. Now, a lot of these are like broken or something or messed up in some ways, so we fix them. It's an electronics workshop. We can do that. But this room will be the electronics lab. This room, back in the day when this was a YMCA, used to be a nursery. You can see we've got it all cleaned out and painted and nice. They still have to do the ceilings in here, but this is going to be the computer lab, which is really cool because it used to be a nursery here, and there was a wall over here, and it went down to a terrifying, scary little sauna over there. We got that all ripped out. We took out the disgusting wall, and we ripped out the sauna, because it was pretty much a petri dish of black mold. And we got it all cleaned out, and now that's going to be the server room. So it's all like fireproof and safe. The whole building's pretty much a bunker. Remember the sheep room from the fundraising video? This is it. Right now it's our buffer room. Today it's the temporary computer lab. And things get moved in and out of here as stuff gets set up and assembled. And you can see more stuff. Big fiber optic cable, little fiber optic cable in a rainbow of fruit flavors. And just bits and pieces and parts and stuff. And look at those. So you walk through here just like, oh wow, hey, and see our antennas. And a laser thing. This is actually in the wrong room. This belongs in the laser room, and I should show you the laser room. Yes, I will show you the archive and laser room. All right, a lot of old school geeks about to freak out when you see this room. This is our safe storage for all the museum pieces. One of the things we're going to have is a technology museum. What makes the Geek Group's museum different is that in our museum, you can touch it. You can touch everything, and everything works. And everything in this room behind me powers up, functions perfectly, and works. Take a look. So it's really awesome. That's just part of our collection, and we have a lot more coming. So whether you need a VIC-20 with 8K of RAM or want to upgrade to 64, we've got your antiques. And all of this stuff is in working condition. A lot of it needs to be cleaned or repaired or messed with in some way, but it all works, and we're going to bring everything back to 100% perfect condition. If you have interesting old tech, like anything older than a 386, especially like big iron, we're trying to scrounge up like a big 12 cabinet AS400 mainframe, something like that, let me know. We want to give it a loving home and let people come and play with it. Are you watching?
What do you think I'm watching?
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I experience them every day, but I like watching them and see how they turn out.
This is where we wrap up our tour. It's the front offices, which are actually starting to look like offices. We've got a little waiting area set up. We've got desks and tables, and things are happening. And the reason all this is happening is because of guys like you. It's your support. It's members and viewers like you that make this possible. So I want to thank everybody out there for helping us really, truly kick ass. Things are exploding with growth here, and it's all because of you guys. So get involved. PayPal address is avalon@thegeekgroup.org. Buy a t-shirt, buy a bumper sticker, buy one of the fridge magnets, buy one of the big cardboard boxes that we're selling for the Instant Forts things. Get involved. We need lots of funding. We need lots of support. We need lots of volunteers. Come on down, lend a hand, be part of this because it's really taken off here at the Geek Group. So that's the monthly update. I'm Chris Bowden. You're not, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
This video was made possible by a grant from the Future Girl Foundation.
This video was made possible by thousands of private donations from members and viewers like you. Please visit thegeekgroup.org for more information on how you can donate and become a part of our dreams of Avalon.